The last time we saw Lamar Johnson, he couldn't take a walk on his own or pop into a coffee shop.
I didn't have a lot of choices where I came from.
Because he'd spent most of the last 28 years in this Jefferson City prison for a crime he didn't commit. Back in 1995, Johnson was convicted for the murder of a man at this house in St. Louis and sentenced to life. Years later, 2 other people confessed to being the real killers, and the only key eyewitness in the case recanted. But the circuit attorney could do nothing about it, mostly because of a law that only allowed motions for new trials within 15 days of a conviction. Too late for Johnson.
Have you given up hope that you'll get out?
No, because that's all I have.
And then last year, the Missouri legislature passed a bill to make it easier for prosecutors to get hearings in cases like Johnson's. And just this week,
it is hereby ordered that the motion of the circuit attorney of the 22nd Judicial Circuit filed herein for the benefit of Lamar Johnson is granted.
A judge vacated his conviction, setting him free. Johnson listening to the theme from Rocky on his first ride home.
Rising up, back on the streets.
Everything's different now. The cars, the cell phones, the daily routine.
I worked in prison all my life, but that was for 30 years. I don't have any savings or retirement or anything. I have to get out and do it now.
There's a question of restitution and whether the state should owe you some money here.
Well, unfortunately, Missouri doesn't allow for that. I'm not bitter about it, but it just seems like it's kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, though. That the person who is exonerated can't even get the same assistance that a person who's on parole can get.
Are you bitter at all?
If you try to hold on to that hate or bitterness or anger or whatever it is that you're feeling and you bring it out, you're just trading one prison for another.
One of the things you said to me a year and a half ago was that the first thing you would do if you got out was go see your mom.
Right.
Did that happen?
It did. And so I was able to go home and actually hug my mother for longer than that.
Now, after going into prison when his kids were just babies, he'll finally get to meet their kids.
Seeing them enjoy life, especially because I didn't get to do that with my own daughters. And so spoil them, give them milk and cookies after hours, and just little small things like that.
And he'll be there for the big moments, too.
I have a daughter that's getting married in April, and I'm going to be able to be there.
Have you ever left St. Louis?
I've never been outside of St. Louis. Just to be able to fly in a plane, see the ocean, walk on the beach.
And with that freedom comes a fight for others like him.
There's a purpose in the pain that we all feel, and that our obligation is to learn from that experience and then to teach others, to help them to avoid it or to help them go through it. If there's a lot more Lamars in the system around this country, and we can do better. We can certainly do better.
Hallie Jackson, NBC News, St. Louis.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.